Before Santander became the multi-award winning, critically acclaimed, chart-topping prince of UK rap that he is today, he was already making waves in the scene, following a string of successful releases. From his infamous 2015 Black Box Cypher to 2016's debut EP Six Paths, and of course Thiago Silva. This, however, is the story of how one track changed the trajectory of his career forever and tipped him over the edge into the upper echelons of the music industry and superstardom. It's mid-July and the heat is on in the capital. Tyrell, better known by his inconspicuous 169 producer tag, is slouched sideways in the conductor's chair. We're in Fraser T. Smith's West London studio spaceship. The lights are dim, an aura of greatness lingers, plaques hug the walls, and number one single and album awards stand firmly in the absence of their devisers. Adele, Amy Winehouse, Stormzy, to name a few. It's been an impregnable couple of years for the South London native, with production for everyone from Craig David to Heady One, a UK number one rap record with Funky Friday, countless engineering and mixing credits, not to mention his own singles and EP release. He's in full motion and energy is clean. Nothing about his demeanour, his words, his work depict trouble.
100%, man, 100%. I don't go in with everyone, you know, you gotta be choosy, but at the same time don't be too picky, because, you know, that person that you turn down could be the next biggest artist of that one song that someone else may have thought was rubbish. But you can hear the sound, you can hear the vision, so yeah.
Music, undeniably in his bloodstream before birth, with the industry involvement of his father to the seemingly destined multi-track recording keyboard in his family home, inevitably culminated into the man sat before me, steering a culture's sound.
Yeah, man, it's a good question. So music, it's been in my family from day one. Like, my dad has always been involved in like various things in the music industry before I was even born. So yeah, it's always been something in my household being played. Like, definitely reggae was like the biggest sound in my house. So from there, it's just been something I picked up on. Like, he had a keyboard that you could do like multi-track recorded on. I was just like play around with that and just make beats on it. And then eventually I was like, yeah, just let me try and make my own music. And I switched up and I went on to FL Studio. And from there is when I was like, okay, this could be something good if I keep working at it. And yeah, met a couple guys in school, had the same mindset, same vision, and yeah, it just continued going throughout school, literally. So yeah.
Despite the early musical upbringing, the idea of production being a worthwhile pursuit wasn't always the mentality for 169. By aged 18, however, following the making of Thiago Silva, during sixth form, both him and, by that time, frequent collaborator Dave were ready to take it to the next level.
We both have a friend in common called Kyle Evans. You've probably seen his name around, scattered on a couple of the new Dave stuff. He's a producer with Dave now as well. We used to go to the same primary school, and then he went on to a different secondary school, but we still kept in touch. Our secondary schools were like basically next to each other, they're in the same vicinity. So yeah, we were still, both our schools still had ties with each other, so we'd link up after school and see people there. But Kyle introduced me to Dave, and he was like, yo, this guy's a serious rapper, you know, need to link up with him. And like, by these times, Dave had a couple of like videos out in the streets, so people kind of saw what he was about, and I was like, okay, yeah, let's do something. He heard I produced, and yeah, we tried something. Initially, I don't know if you remember this, initially it didn't really work out, but you know what does, in it. It was highly collaborative between me and him. Like,
Was he the first artist that you
properly met up with? So we were kind of developing the sound together. It wasn't a thing where it's like I brought all of me and he brought all of him. We were trying to merge something special. So yeah, that's how I'd say it was about 90% of the influence on me, but we came together and made it something unique. Yeah.
Enter the breakthrough. It's September 2016. Fresh out of sixth form, both 169 and Dave found themselves at a crossroads, seeking jobs and apprenticeships, wondering what's next. Dave, following the release of Jekyll and Hyde a few months prior, drops his first full-length project, Six Paths, a 6-track EP co-produced by 169 and Fraser T. Smith, blueprinting his musical ability, mature perspectives, and all-around willingness. The following month, Wanna Know, the 5th track on the EP, is picked up, remixed, and dropped by none other than October's very own Drake. The rest, as they say, is history.
100%. After Wanna Know remix came out, in that time, just before it dropped, I was just out of sixth form, looking for a job, trying to get an apprenticeship. It was tough. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. So then it was almost like a miracle. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't want to sound spiritual or anything, but literally like God working in mysterious ways. Like out of nowhere, Drake jumps on a track you produced in your bedroom, and you know Dave's on it. Like everybody's eating. Your family, your bros, everybody's eating. So that moment I knew, this is going to be something serious. And the next day Fraser called me, because we'd already been talking and working together on Dave's project. He called me and said, I want to offer you a publishing deal. You know, contracts came through and I was like, this is me now, this is my career, literally. So you know what, initially we thought it would be big, but we didn't think it would catch like the likes of Drake, because at that time I think we were like the first to get a Drake feature in the UK, like a solid.
It was one of the first.
It was one of the first, isn't it? So it was a complete shock to all of us. Like when Dave called me and said, this is gonna happen. It's like, what do you even say? But I was like, I'll believe it when I see it type thing, and then it actually happened. It was like literally, honestly, brought tears to my eyes, man, because that's a life-changing moment. Serious thing. So
fast forward to 2018 and the duo have created a palette of colourful chrome-plated bangers. However, arguably the most prominent would be that of Funky Friday, Dave featuring Fredo. Not only was this Dave's first #1 record, but also the first pure UK rap record to debut at #1 in the UK charts. 169 speaks on the record's conception somewhat modestly. But one that really stuck out, just because of the sort of impact it had on the culture in UK music, was Funky Friday, and the fact that it was the first UK #1, which was a pure UK rap song.
Yeah.
What I really wanted to know was, how important are those sort of accolades to you?
Yeah, man. So again, with Funky Friday, that was very much so like a big collaboration between me and Dave, and just making sure that it sounded exactly how he wanted it to sound. And it was very much so like his idea initially, and came to me because he knew I could get it to a point where it could commercially be something sick. So for me, Funky Friday, as much as it's a big song, it's a #1 tune, man, I'd say it was mainly like just something to show people that I am here, I am about, we are around, we have been collaborating for a long time. It's gonna be like that for a long time, and it was a moment. It was a moment, but I'd say like for me personally, the Wanna Know moment was definitely the biggest moment. Getting the #1 was important for me. It showed me personally to myself that I am capable of big things. I was saying it just kind of showed me that I was capable of producing on a mass level, and not just like between me and my friends, like showing people that this is something I can take international. Like this is real. This is no games. This is reality type thing. So, big up Dave as well. Really appreciate like everything he's brought me into. Like, it's my brother right there, bro.
Whilst maintained, the air of humility is quickly overshadowed with a voice of confidence and mastery, when quizzed on the ability to encapsulate culture into a sonic form. His motivations speak loud enough for his ambition.
To a certain extent, I feel like at the time when we came up, UK music was not where it is now. Like now, I feel like we're at the top. We set the sound. So I think essentially it was literally us creating the wave. And yeah, now it's just a thing, man. This is the thing, yeah.
Where does your energy to do that come from?
I just love making music, and anything that sounds good, there's no other motivation for it, man. Like, I open my laptop, jump in FL, and it's however I'm feeling. I just get on it and I'm on it, literally. So, and just that drive to like push the envelope as well, like what's new, what's hot, what's not being heard yet, like how can I improve on it, how can I like incorporate different elements, like let's say like Gunna, like his Atlanta sound, everything that they're doing right now, how can I add drill to that? How can drill be bigger than it is now? Why is it not as big as it could be? Like those are questions that you have to ask when you're about to make a beat or when you're in a certain room with a certain person.
Two have been conducting the UK sound, amongst other noteworthy UK producers mentioned at the time, including Nige, IO, Steel Bangles, just to name a few, at such a young age, really spoke volume for 169's musical dexterity, but also his connection to the culture. He had identified and captured a sound before catapulting it internationally. As our studio time concludes, 169's ambitions for the forthcoming years are clearly mapped out, from continuing to top charts, developing his own artistical music, more international collaborations, more live shows, and of course, high up on the agenda, cracking America. His energy is focused, his mindset and his parting words are something to live by. But I'll save those for next time. But for now, that is the story of the track that sent Dave to superstardom. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to us, and drop a comment down below, as we continue to tell the stories in music that haven't been told. Till next time.